All right, so I'll be revealing my A++, criteria when it comes to the NASDAQ and then whatever the indices I just trade. Okay, so we will be discussing a lot of things in this video, especially I will be showing you charts with more examples. Okay, so the only thing you want to trade the A++ setup is yeah, let's dive into this. Yeah, the session highs and lows. Okay, so how to determine the drawn liquidity? It's just a session highs and lows and then smooth edges. So session liquidity will be the Asia session liquidity and the London session liquidity. Okay, and smooth edges like this failure swings. As you can see, you should be having like this exactly these failure swings. So what is actually the failure swing? Low or maybe the high, which is actually failed to take a swing. Okay, so it will be failing. So that's why it's called a failure swing. So you should be targeting these things. Okay, so with yeah, you can see that it has an session liquidity here. Asia session low and then London session low. What it did, it actually gave the change in the state of delivery, massive displacement here, and then retracement, and then where there it comes to expansion. Okay, so to the drone liquidity, which it has, and failure swings here also, as you can see. Yeah, these failure swings. So it just took the failure swing here and engineered the failure swing again here, and it just took the extreme order block, which is in change in the state of the order block here, and then yeah, there comes the expansion, right? So you should be focusing on the time ranges and then the market profile. So if 930 opening range actually has a manipulation, okay, so the 10 a.m. will be the distribution, or maybe the 930 will be the distribution, the same time. Okay, so when it comes to price, if it just manipulates higher into this London session high and then goes to the high time frame key level and creates an SMT, it will be the distribution from there after the manipulation. There is no way that the price can just consolidate here. Okay, so every single time, just go to the charts and see. I'll be showing you a lot of example. So you should be trading the 930 manipulation. If it has an 830 red folder, wait for it to simply manipulate. Maybe the 930 continuation. Okay, if the 830 manipulates, the 930 will just continue. So think about the things like the session liquidities and then the failure swings, right? So it is very important. I'll be showing a lot of examples. Don't worry. So now, red folder manipulation 830, high level key level SMT, and then change in the state of delivery. So pick whatever the PDRA you like. Okay. So when it comes to the PDRAs like, auto blocks or maybe the FEGs and whatever. So you should be picking your favorite. In my opinion, I'll be picking the auto blocks. It will be very, you know, yeah, I just like the auto blocks and I just trade the auto blocks. That's it. So yeah, sometimes I trade the FEG. So when it depends on the narrative and then something kind of context when it comes to the PDRA. So yeah, that's it. So you should be trading this framework. So now let's just dive into the charts. Okay, so now you can see that we have a premium versus discount here. All right, so it just dipped back into the discount of the range. We got a nice key level, which is in 4-hour fair value gap, right? So 4-hour fair value gap, and we need to look for an SMT, right? So there was an SMT at these lows. So yes, just didn't took out these lows and Nasdaq did, which makes an SMT, right? So yeah, SMT with the ES and then the YM. So just simply mark out the opening price of the weekly and then the daily. So we got this weekly opening price, and then now we need to look for an lower time, which is an 15-minute chart. Okay, so when it comes to the 4-hour key level, we need to just switch to the 15-minute time frame and look for an change in the state of delivery. Okay, so after the SMT, so this leg, which is in the last dealing range, right? Bearish dealing range, and then we can see that it gave a change in the state of delivery, right? This change in the state of delivery, and then the 930 just kicked in here. Before 930, we had a manipulation here at these lows after the change in the state of delivery, and then it just dipped into the up down close candle, and then the 930 just expanded, right? So remember about the session liquidity. I just told you guys that you should be targeting these things like London session highs and then the Asia session highs, right? And then see it just gone to the highs. So buy below the opening price when bullish, and then the SMT key level, everything should be there. Okay, so this is exactly how you need to be trading. Of course, we had in failure swings here, but when it comes to high time frame and then key high time from key level, and then SMT. The price just manipulates lower, so everybody thought that it'll be dropped here. Okay, so it will be dropping here, and it just gave a manipulation. So let me just go to the maybe 5 minute. We can just find any setup here. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, there was no setup to actually enter at the PDRA. So yeah, that will be unfortunate sometimes. You can just simply skip, or maybe you can go to the lower time frame and then look for an reaccumulations somewhere. So after the change in a state of rate, this is very hard, man. Like, okay, so you just disrespected this inversion fair value gap. Started the FPG, right? And then formed an inversion fair value gap. Yeah, so after this inversion fair value gap, you can just take a trade here. Okay, so there is no reason to go below this low because we had a nice drawn liquidity. So remember the market cycles from the last video, right? Expansion, consolidation, expansion in manipulation, and then the reversal here, and it should be expanding to the highs, right? So there is no reversal from consolidation, as you can see. There is no reversal from a consolidation after the key level and then SMT. That's why it just really rallied here. And then you can see that is in London session high and then the Asia session high, which makes an failure swing, right? So you can see there is a lot of failure swings here. If you can focus, that's why this LRLR just occurred. Okay, that's how you just need to be framing everything. So liquidity is everything. Okay, so low resistance liquidity and then time, which is actually very important. So what I just told you that if 830, of course, there is no manipulation at the 830. Now you can see just literally formed an equal lows, and then the 9 a.m. kicks in. 9 a.m. just kicks in, created a low. Because if you have an SMT, that's okay. And then, yeah, that's it. It just flew to the London session highs and then the Asian session highs. So open low high close up and daily candle as well as the weekly candle combined with the session liquidities, the stop hunt, and then the market cycles. Okay, so the PDRAs that you got. So you can just take a trade here and then aim for the 2 hour, maybe 2 hour or 3 hour, whatever it is. But yeah, look at this massive displacement, guys. This is what you really need, right? So you should be focusing on the expansions. That's all you need. Okay, let's go to the next example. So we got another example here on the NASDAQ. Okay, so same thing, premium versus discount. It just dipped back into the discount of the range, the 4 hour key level, right? And then the range low here. And then now we gotta just focus on the 15-minute chart. So let's just go to the 15-minute chart here. Here you can see after creating this framework like premium versus discount and the range low, simply just mark out the opening prices, right? This could be the criteria. Okay, so the opening prices, and then now you can see that is in weekly opening price, right? Yeah, that is in weekly opening price here, exactly here. Okay, let me just change it. Okay, you can just comment below on what you're struggling on charts and then what I need to just cover. Okay, so simply just comment down below. Okay, now you can see the 930 just kicked in, right? You can see this 930 manipulation into a key level, discount of the market, okay, discount of the dealing range, and then it just rallied at the 10 a.m. Okay, after the change in the state of delivery, you can see at the 15-minute chart, it gave the change in the state of delivery here, disrespecting this fair value gap, creating an inversion, and yeah, creating a down close candle, which is a change in the state of delivery. And then now you need to be focusing on the session highs, right? Which can be the London session high, and then the Asian session. So in this case, we don't have any Asia session high. The London already took the highs, right? So here we got a previous day high. That's it. So that'll be our draw liquidity to focus on. Okay. So this could be the, very easy profile for the indices when it comes to trading the NASDAQ and then ES or the indices chart. So simply just wait for a 9:30 time. Okay, so maybe 8:30 can be the thing. So this day has a news here. This 8:30 was in red folder. Even though it just dropped below, it just needed a range low and then the discount. That's why 9:30 just again manipulated the low and created an SMT at these lows and then just rallied up. Just buy at the continuation purchase or else the discount retracement here or maybe here. Okay, so we got a low risk buy. Okay, low risk buy, and then first year of distribution, short term low, intermediate term low, and then short term low here, and then that we got a silver blood exactly here. If I just go to the 5 minute, that will be very clear on the chart. Okay, this is how you should be framing the trades with the session highs and lows. Okay, so you shouldn't be blindly trading the 930. That's actually, pointless. Of course, the 930 will be the manipulation, but you should be combining everything. Okay, the step-by-step procedure I just told you. Just look at the failure swings here, and then the high resistance liquidity here to continue the market. As you can see, that is in still a bullet, right? Oh yeah, it just reached an original consolidation. All right, so whatever, guys, it can be the silver bullet here. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be reviewing the weekly price. Okay, so that's it.